At the top of page 4, I have a place where you can summarize what you saw in the amortization table we just made. Basically, I'm reading off of the totals line at the very bottom. Okay, so just to summarize, we made total payments of $677.17. Okay. We made this amount of payment to reduce a debt of $584, okay, and we paid a total of $93.17 worth of interest, okay. So we're not doing anything else with the table, like we're not, doing any more computations, okay. I forgot at the end of the last video to just do this little quick bit of writing down the last line summary, okay? All right, so now we're going to move on and talk about a concept called unpaid balance, okay? So we are going to refer back to the amortization schedule we just made after we read this problem, okay? So here's an example of unpaid balance. Example 2 says, after making 2 payments on your washing machine, you get a raise at work and are able to completely pay off the outstanding debt. What amount will you pay? Okay, so the first bullet point says, use the amortization schedule to answer this question. Okay, so again, you financed your washing machine. Okay, we built the total schedule to pay off the $584 and all the interest that goes along with it, okay? But suppose you made 2 payments, and after you make the second payment, you get a raise at work, and you're able to completely pay off the outstanding debt. How much are you gonna pay? Okay? Well, you might think, okay, let's do something here before we go to the amortization schedule to answer this question, okay? You might think, okay, I was making payments of $112.86 to pay off this washing machine, and I made 2 payments, and there were 6 payments total, so that means I have 4 payments left, so I'm still going to owe $112.86 times the 4 remaining payments. And if I multiply that out, that would be $451.44. Okay, that's how much I still owe. Okay, well then we go look at our amortization schedule. Okay, so if we look at the line where we had payment number 2, okay, so we make payment number 2, okay, and at the end, okay, the very last column, okay, after payment 2, this is how much you still owe on the washing machine. This is the unpaid balance, okay? You only actually owe $405.84, okay? So why the discrepancy? Okay, so remember in this first bullet point, we were supposed to look at the amortization schedule and write down the answer, okay? And according to the schedule, after the second payment, we only owe $405.84 towards the washing machine, okay? So why the discrepancy, okay? This versus this, okay? Well, what happens here, okay, if you are able to pay off the washing machine after the second payment, okay, remember, you wouldn't have to pay the interest that comes along with payments 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? So the interest is going to be cut out of the picture. So if you had done the calculation this way, where you just took the monthly payment and multiplied by the number of payments you had remaining, this figure is incorrect because it's still taking into account future interest, okay? But if you were able to pay off the washing machine after the second payment, you would no longer be paying interest. You want to know how much you still owe towards the principal, okay? So it's going to be this amount, okay? So that is the way you need to think about this, okay? If you're paying something off, okay, before the loan is up, okay, you don't have to pay the interest on the remaining balance, okay? You only owe what's owed towards the principal, Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and scratch this out because this is not the correct way of thinking about this problem. Okay, so this is what unpaid balance is. How much do I still owe if I want to pay something off before the loan is up? Okay, all right, so the second bullet point says, okay, well, how would you have done this without making an amortization schedule? Okay, you saw how tedious that was to make the amortization table. Okay, and we only did it for 6 payments. Okay, imagine, you have a full mortgage where you have a 30-year mortgage and you're making monthly payments. There's no way you're going to want to build an amortization schedule by hand for that. Okay, so there is a way to compute this using our formulas that we know. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how you would come up with this figure using a formula. Okay, so it says the unpaid balance of a loan within remaining payments is the present value of that annuity and can be computed by using the present value of an annuity formula. Okay, so what you should get out of that little sentence there is that if you are trying to calculate an unpaid balance, how much you still owe, okay, you're going to want to use the present value of an annuity formula, okay? So if you remember, that is going to be this formula, okay? This is the formula you're going to want to use. All right, and there's a couple of bullet points associated with this, okay? So, P is going to be the periodic payment that you're making to pay off the loan, okay? And the big, huge thing that you've got to remember when you're doing unpaid balance, you have got to use remaining time, okay? So the amount of time that is left, okay? You cannot forget to do that, okay? So those are two very important statements, okay? P is going to be the periodic payment that you're used to making, okay? Big thing, you've got to use remaining time. How much time is left on the loan when you're computing unpaid balance, okay? The other thing is if you're solving for the unpaid balance, okay, yes, you're going to use this formula. You're actually going to be solving for PV, okay? Why? Because I want to know if I'm going to pay off the loan right now, I want to know how much I owe right now, which is the present value, okay? So you need to use the present value of an annuity formula and solve for PV, okay? That is going to be how you handle an unpaid balance formula, okay, or unpaid balance problem, okay? So use the present value of an annuity formula, solve for PV, okay? P is going to be the amount of your regular payment, and you have to use remaining time, okay? All right, so let's try to do this for the washing machine, okay? If we made 2 payments on the washing machine, then we got the raise at work and we're able to completely pay off the outstanding debt, okay? How can we use this formula to come up with this $405.84 figure, okay? All right, well, it would be an unpaid balance, okay? Problem, after I've made 2 payments on the washing machine, how much do I still owe? Okay, what's the unpaid balance? Okay, unpaid balance, boom, use present value of an annuity formula, okay? You're going to be looking for PV, okay? How much do I still presently owe? Okay, the P value is going to be the amount of the regular payment you've been making, which is $112.86, okay? You are still going to use the same interest rate. The interest rate is 17.6%, okay? You are still doing things quarterly, okay? So M is still 4, okay? The big difference here is we're going to use remaining time. So I'm going to leave time blank for a second. Let me fill the rest of this out. The denominator is going to be R over M, okay? So let me go out to the side and let's figure out remaining time, okay? So remaining time over here, remaining time, okay? Let's see. I had 6 payments total. I made 2. So that's 4 payments left. okay? So how much time is that? Remember, these are quarterly payments, okay? So if you have 4 quarterly payments left, that's a time frame of 1 year that's left, okay? Again, you can think of it if you made 2 payments. You've already made 2 payments, and they're quarterly payments, okay? So 1 quarter is 3 months, okay? So if you've made 2 quarterly payments, that's a total of 6 months or half a year that has passed. And you're trying to pay this whole thing off in a year and a half. So 1 year is how much time is remaining on this loan, okay? So remember, time has to go in as years. So we're going to use 1 for the year because you have 1 year left on the loan after making 2 payments, okay? So we're going to plug and chug this into our calculator to see what we get, okay? So again, when we use this formula, we are going to start by working inside the brackets. We're going to start in the numerator because it is more complicated than the denominator, okay? So let's go ahead and punch this in. Sorry, I can never get this lighting right in here. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so we're going to have 1 minus 1 plus 0.176 divided by 4 raised to the -4 times 1 power. Okay, that's the numerator. Okay, we're going to divide by the denominator. Okay, this is what's inside brackets. Okay, now we need to multiply that by the payment. Okay, so times $112.86. Okay, there's your decimal. Okay, I'm going to write out all the digits and then we'll round. Okay, so you should get that the present value is 405.837217. Okay, so you need to round this to dollars and cents. Okay, so this is going to be $405. Okay, and you've got 83 cents. You look after the 3, there's a 7, so you need to round it up. Okay, so the formula tells us the same thing that the amortization schedule did, that after making 2 payments on the washing machine, if we get that raise at work and want to completely pay off the loan or pay off the washing machine, this is how much you're going to have to pay to settle your debt. Okay, $405.84. Okay, so again, moral of the story, okay, unpaid balance problems, okay, that is when you're trying to pay off the loan early, I guess I should say, and you have to use the present value of an annuity formula, okay, with using your regular periodic payment for P, using remaining time for T, and you're going to solve for PV, okay, and that's how you're going to get how much you need to pay to settle your debt, okay. Remember, you cannot take the periodic payment and multiply by how many payments are left, the number of payments left, because that is taking into account interest, future interest that you would owe, okay? If you're going to stop right now and pay off your debt, you have to eliminate all the future interest you would pay, okay? So that's why you have to use the present value of an annuity formula, okay? All right, we will do more examples of unpaid balance so that you can get the hang of it, but that's the general idea of it.